Makadi mose muri Zimbabwe kutsagana zvekare pano pachivhitivhiti chenyu patinokupai nyaya nemalatest updates anenge achiitika munyika yeZimbabwe. Zviri kunzi izvo naVP Chiwenga vataura mashoko anotyisa. Zvakanzi kubvira vachiziva Zimbabwe haisati yambosvika pakuda kuita civil war munyika. Ndozvavataura nhasi 14 June 2026. Padande mutande panze Zimbabwe has never been this close to a civil war, says VP Chiwenga. Source. Naizvo muri Zimbabwe ndo nyaya iripo, zvinhu zvinomira zvakanaka. Da kukuisirai chata soro tinyatso kuti panyatsobuda kuti chi zvabva kupi, but ndo nyaya dziri kutendera mastreets esocial media hazvina kumira zvakanaka. Zviri kunzi vachiwenga vataura mashoko iwayo. Naizvo tinokutendai mose nekutira kwenyu pano pachivhitivhiti. Tichakusiyai makatera kubva kuma comrades edu.
Where do you get some of these people? You are having people that are treating the issue of campaigning as a business venture. Going into politics is now a business venture. Especially these who are seeking public office. To them is a business venture, and going into parliament becomes a repayment plan. I thought Kudizo have not seen enough. I thought Kudizo have seen it all. Not that I've not seen enough. I thought Kudizo I had not seen it because I know there's some folk, there's some people that were seconded to go into parliament. But who's go Kudizo? That is my way of child maintenance. I'm a funny thing. So I mean, when this logic takes root, constitutional amendments that are or debates that are being underpinned by this reasoning or this logic right here, then the amendment itself stops being a national question. It's now an opportunity for personal survival. That is what we are. That is an uncomfortable truth that we are being faced with. Another one, in terms of opposition politics, what we are witnessing, or what we have been witnessing for years now, I might be wrong, but there seems to have been an erosion of opposition discipline. And that right there is not accidental, because it is reflective of a political culture where incentives are becoming misaligned. So what I'm saying is, if an MP believes that their future depends more on proximity to power than on loyalty to the voters, then the mandate that we gave them becomes the first casualty. And when you see the opposition fracturing on a constitutional question of this magnitude, what it does, it tells you of a deeper crisis. There's no longer that accountability, spear, that need or shield that needs to be raised when we are facing a moment like the one that we are facing right now. Or there's no longer that accountability thing whereby these MPs are supposed to be putting on check the ambitions of the executive, because they are now becoming part of the gravy train. They want to eat. They want to go in there. It is for their survival. Some of them, they are not even saying anything. because they fear. Anyway, I'm not holding out, for much when it comes, to this parliament, because we know the numbers have been, played with already. I like what is it Douglas Monzora, what he said. I think it was him who spoke about the mandate that ZANU-PF was never given a 2/3 majority in 2023. So the point that Professor Jonathan Moyo wants to try and bring to say, oh, the question of the 7 years, it is a question that goes back to the 2023, election. Because that question never existed anyway. And ZANU-PF never had a 2/3 majority for them to be pursuing, the question. But we all know what happened. But here we are. So we are looking at CAP 3. I've always said this, that CAP 3 is not just a technical amendment, but it is representative of a political moment that tests the integrity of our institutions. And we've always said that Ancaster House must be an institution that is above everything, whereby you have got men and women of repute existing in that Ancaster House to debate laws and make laws that are sound, that are just, laws that speaks to the dictate of the Constitution. So when we get now whereby we want to extend the presidential term even by 2 years, that is not a minor administrative adjustment, like how they want to make us believe. You're just making unnecessary noise. It is just 2 years. But what most people are not realizing, and I want people to know this and understand this, that whatever it is that is about to be happening with the way how we elect our president, and this issue about extending the tenure, that right there is a fundamental shift in the social contract. That right there is an alteration. They're altering the rhythm of democratic renewal. And they are reshaping succession politics in Zimbabwe, especially on the ZANU-PF side. We know ZANU-PF has never been big on succession politics. They want to redefine the boundaries of constitutionalism in a way that suits them. And we've got opposition MPs. I don't know whether they lack, the intuition or they lack the insight to actually understand what it is that is happening. But it is a pity. I don't know. You'd have invested a lot in and believed, in the system to say that, okay, we're going to be having men and women who are capable men and women who will not bend to the whims of the, ruling party, or will never be bought by the ruling party, or will never be swayed, by anything. Men and women who are courageous, men and women who are going to stand tall and defend, the Constitution. But right now we are having people that are indicating that they've shifted. But that shift, ladies and gentlemen, is not on principle, but it is a shift on appetite, on the desire to want to eat, on gufadaya. Then we must ask ourselves, whose future is being extended here? And whose future is being mortgaged? That is a fundamental question that we need to be seized with. That we need, to understand. I'm not saying that, there's no